I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next stop. Third group of 17 hostages, including a 4-year-old American girl, released on day 3 of Israel-Hamas truce. Biden and Netanyahu discuss ongoing hostage deal. Sierra Leone president says calm restored, most leaders of barracks attack detained. Rescue operations at Sierra tunnel in India's Uttarkashi on war footing mode. Vertical drilling makes progress on first day. And India beat Australia in the second T20 international by 44 runs, lead 5-match series 2-0. All right, now news in detail. Another group of 17 hostages, including a 4-year-old American girl, released by Hamas on day 3 of Israel-Hamas truce on Sunday. Israeli military has confirmed that all 17 hostages, including 14 Israeli and 3 foreign nationals, are now in Israel. The hostages had first been transported to the southern Israeli army base in Hatzerem. Simultaneously, Israel freed 39 Palestinian prisoners on the third day of their truce. The International Committee of the Red Cross helped in the successful transfer of the hostages from Gaza. A fourth exchange is anticipated on Monday, marking the final day of the ceasefire, during which a total of 50 hostages and 150 Palestinian prisoners, mostly women and minors, are set to be released. Released Israeli children and women hostages later landed at Israel's Schneider Children's Medical Center on Sunday by helicopter for medical checkups. International mediators led by US, Egypt and Qatar are working to extend the ceasefire initiated on Friday. And Israel's Schneider Children's Hospital said 9 children and 2 mothers who were released on Sunday from captivity in Gaza were in stable condition and were undergoing medical and emotional evaluation by dedicated teams.
This event is a national mission, and we are feeling proud and privileged to take care of the returning families, children, and their mothers. Our hearts are with the hostages who remain at the Gaza Strip and their families that are here. We sincerely hope that very soon they will come back home, they will be free again, and live a healthy life as soon as possible.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with security forces inside the Gaza Strip on Sunday. According to his office, Netanyahu spoke with soldiers and commanders and received a security briefing. His visit took place on the third day of a 4-day truce between Israel and Hamas. Earlier, Netanyahu, in communication with US President Joe Biden, offered to extend the ceasefire by an additional day for every 10 hostages released by Hamas.
We are here in the Gaza Strip with the heroic fighters. We make every effort to return our hostages, and eventually we will return them all. We have 3 goals for this war: eliminate Hamas, return all our hostages, and ensure that Gaza will not become a threat to the state of Israel again. I'm here to say to my friends here, to the fighters here who are telling me the same thing, and I repeat this to you, the citizens of Israel, we will continue until the end, until victory.
And US President Joe Biden is calling for the 4-day Israel-Hamas pause in fighting to be extended to allow for the release of more hostages. He spoke to reporters to confirm a 4-year American girl was one of the 17 hostages set free on Sunday. Let's take a look at DD India's US correspondent Nick Harper's report.
US President Joe Biden was buoyed by the news that Abigail Idan, the 4-year-old American-Israeli child who was taken on October the 7th, had been freed and was now back with her extended family in Israel. She was taken by Hamas on October the 7th after reportedly watching fighters kill both of her parents. Biden said that she had undergone terrible trauma.
Abigail was among 13 hostages released today from Gaza under the brokered and sustained, though intensive, U.S. diplomacy. She's now safely in Israel, and we continue to press and expect for additional Americans will be released as well. And we will not stop working until every hostage is returned to their loved ones. That's my goal. That's our goal, to keep this pause going beyond tomorrow so that we can continue to see more hostages come out and surge more humanitarian relief into those who are in need in Gaza.
The president is now pushing for the release of all the other hostages. But of course, that can only happen if the pause in fighting is extended further. And part of the problem is that Israel throughout has argued that if there is a longer pause in the fighting, or even a truce, that would only give Hamas the ability to regroup and to strengthen. So President Biden has been urging all sides to try and extend that pause as long as possible. He spoke to reporters on Sunday, during which he said he was hopeful that this is not the end, referring to the fact that Monday is the fourth and final day when we're expecting to see more hostages released. If there are any more, a pause in the fighting would need to be extended further. Joe Biden managing to speak to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the course of Sunday, during which we're told by the White House that the two leaders agreed that the work is not yet done and that they would continue working to secure the release of all the hostages. So both men want the same thing, for Hamas to no longer be in control of the Gaza Strip. However, Israel has said that it wants to continue to the fight, to continue that fight to eradicate Hamas, and therefore we may not see India.
As Hamas releases several hostages, emotional reunions took place in Israel on Sunday as captives who were held by Hamas in Gaza for weeks returned to Israel. Sharon Avigdori and her daughter Noam were freed on Saturday night on the second day of a truce between Israel and Hamas, which saw the release of 13 Israeli hostages and 4 foreign nationals. After 49 days in Hamas captivity in Gaza, 85-year-old Yafa Dar was embraced by her family in Israel, who is now trying to think together how to help with her recovery. Ada, whose family haven't heard from her since her kidnapping, was part of the first batch of Israeli hostages released from Hamas captivity on Friday under an Israel-Hamas truce deal. And another Israeli-Irish child hostage, Emily Korenberg, also reunited with her sister Natalie Hand following her return to Israel on Saturday. Her father, Tom Hand, said on Sunday that his daughter has lost weight but was doing better than expected. Emily returned in the second of 4 batches of hostages agreed under an Israel-Hamas truce deal to be released. And German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier reached Jerusalem on Sunday as part of a 2-day visit on the invitation of Israeli President Isaac Herzog. The German leader reiterated his country's support for Israel's right to defend itself and stressed that the ceasefire was essential for the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza. He is scheduled to visit the southern and eastern parts of the country. Also on Tuesday, Steinmeier will travel to Oman for political talks and will also visit Qatar. Now, tech entrepreneur Elon Musk will meet Israeli President Isaac Herzog on Monday, along with Israelis whose relatives have been held by Hamas in Gaza. Musk's visit coincides with a 4-day truce in an Israeli war with Palestinian Hamas in Gaza, during which 40 of the 240 hostages Israel says have been held by Hamas have returned to Israel. Israel's media said Musk would also meet Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday. Earlier, Netanyahu met Musk in California on September 18 and urged him to strike a balance between protecting free expression and fighting hate speech after weeks of controversy over anti-Semitic content on X. Moving on, relative calm remains in Sierra Leone after the government imposed a nationwide curfew on Sunday. This follows an attack on a military barracks by unidentified gunmen in the capital, Freetown. President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone announced that the leaders behind the attack on a military barracks in Freetown had been captured. He promised that they would be held responsible for their actions during an ongoing investigation. The president assured the nation that the situation was under control and peace had been restored. Security forces effectively repelled the renegade soldiers, but the situation remained uneasy in the country. And this unrest comes after Bio's controversial re-election in June and an earlier protest that left 21 civilians and 6 police officers dead. Now the nation is struggling to maintain order and stability.
In the early hours of this morning, there was a breach of security at the military barracks at Wilberforce in Freetown. Some individuals attacked the military armory and other locations in Freetown, including Pademba Road Correctional Center. In the event, prisoners escaped. The attackers have been repelled by a combined team of gallant security forces, and calm has been restored. Most of the leaders have been arrested.
And the assigned military guard at Sierra Leone's former President Ernest Bai Koroma was shot point blank, while another was taken away following an attack on a military barracks by unidentified gunmen. Koroma did not say who shot the guards, but condemned the attack on the military barracks. Now, Argentine President-elect Javier Milei extended invitation to Brazil's leader Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva to a December 10 inauguration. In a letter to Brazilian leader, Milei said that he wishes to keep sharing complementary areas with the neighboring countries so both can achieve growth and prosperity, citing their trade and global footprints, marking a shift from his earlier stance during election campaigning. Milei is closer politically and personally to former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro and has invited him to his inauguration. The leader is on an official visit to the US to attend religious and political meetings. Facing a severe economic crisis, Argentina is tied up by a $44 billion loan program from the IMF that has veered off the track. Milei also spoke with IMF Director Kristalina Georgieva last week. And former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has accused his former friend and President Donald Trump of contributing to the rise of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia in the country. Christie said that Trump's intolerant rhetoric has given the green light to others to express their hatred. Christie, who is running for the Republican presidential nomination in 2024, remarked on CNN's State of the Union on Sunday. He said that Trump's intolerance was not an isolated phenomenon, but part of a broader trend of bigotry in some of the nation's elite institutions. All right, we'll slip into a very short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. New Zealand's new government sworn in as Parliament expected to open next week. And President Volodymyr Zelensky thanks Ukraine's military for fighting Russian attacks. US, Britain and other countries ink agreement to make AI secure.
India that invents. India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibility. Teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday, 8 p.m. only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. New Zealand's new government was sworn in on Monday, with Parliament expected to convene next week to work on new policies, including a new central bank mandate and lifting a ban on oil and gas exploration. New Zealand Governor-General Cindy Kiro swore National Party leader Christopher Luxon in as the country's 42nd Prime Minister, along with ministers of his cabinet at Government House in Wellington. The party signed coalition agreements with Libertarian ACT New Zealand and Populist New Zealand First on Friday, allowing the three parties to form a government and also bringing an end to 6 years of left-wing governments in New Zealand. Meanwhile, President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday thanked Ukraine's military for fighting Russian attacks and its rescue services for tackling the consequences of extreme winter weather that he said had deprived about 400 settlements in 10 regions of power. In his nightly video address, Zelensky said relentless, intense battles were ongoing in the eastern regions of Donetsk and Kharkiv, while extremely challenging weather was affecting areas from Kiev region in the north to Odessa in the south. In Russian-controlled territory, Oleg Krychokov, a senior Moscow-installed official, said nearly 500,000 people were without power in Crimea. The peninsula Russia annexed in 2014. Russian installed heads of Crimea, of the Black Sea port of Sevastopol and of the part of Kherson region under Moscow's control declared days off for Monday amid reports on high winds, flooded homes and snowbound roads and damaged buildings. And Russia foiled a barrage of Ukrainian drone and 2 missile attack on Sunday. At least 24 drones were involved in the Ukrainian attack that targeted Russian regions like Moscow, Tula, Kaluga, Smolensk and Bryansk. A Russian newspaper daily also reported of flights being delayed or cancelled at Moscow's main airports due to air strikes. Now, the Iranian government has initiated the deportation of Afghan immigrants holding valid passports and visas, according to media reports. Media revealed that Iranian police tore up the passports and visas of some Afghan immigrants and violently expressed them from Iran. Heads of immigration affairs at Islam Kala Port in Herat said that many legal Afghan immigrants deported from Iran enter the country via this port daily. And coastal communities in Ghana's capital Accra are gradually being wiped out due to erosion. Environmentalists say the rise in sea levels linked to climate change is largely to blame. They are warning that the situation is likely to get worse if action is not taken to reverse the trend. DD India's Nabil Ahmed Rufai reports for more.
This house hanging over the cliff edge was once home to Bawa Seidu. He lived here with his family until the sea began to claim it.
When I was a young boy, the sea was very far from my house. Even during high tides, the sea never came close to destroying our houses. But when I turned 25 years old, I noticed that the sea had moved closer to my house and the tidal waves started to wash buildings away.
Ghana loses about 2 meters of its coastline every year to coastal erosion. According to UNESCO, nearly 40% of Ghana's coastal land was lost to erosion between 2005 and 2017. Hundreds of people in this community have already been displaced. Experts blame rising sea levels linked to climate change and other human activities.
A few years ago, this area was a drinking spot for partygoers who came to the beach. Now it's totally gone, and what remains are the pillars of the former recreation place.
The government has been responding to the situation by constructing sea defense walls along the shoreline, but the project has been halted due to the lack of funds. Experts say the country must turn to climate adaptive measures, which are less costly.
Mangroves, cultivation can help, manage, the sea level rise and the impact of the sea in communities. So maybe we could start doing this kind of engagement or interventions whilst we expect government to take action.
In 2009, developed countries pledged to contribute $100 billion in climate finance annually to help developed countries adapt and mitigate against climate change. The support was to begin in 2020 and end in 2025, but analysts are concerned the commitment has not been met, which is why developing nations continue to bear the brunt of environmental change.
They must also make available the appropriate technology, that we as Africans can use to address the impact of climate change. Of course, when it comes to technology, we're not talking about the green economy, the renewable energy, as replacement, for dirty fuel or fossil fuel, if you like. But we need technology, we need support to be able to implement these kind of interventions.
But these interventions are a long way from being realized, and all the while, the sea is eroding the land. Bawa Seidu is worried that his community may soon disappear. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, in Accra, Ghana, reporting for DD India.
And a graphical visualization by NASA's climate change time machine of what it is said to be Earth's rising temperatures amid poles' ice melt. The representation of near future Earth is alarming. The UN Climate Science Agency's major report in April 2022 outlined actions crucial for capping global warming at 1.5 degrees Celsius. Despite the IPCC's repeated warnings since 1990, global emissions are still rising, putting us on track to surpass 1.5 Celsius warming limit. The reality hit hard in the summer of 2023, which was record-breaking in terms of heat. With the global population facing vulnerability, drastic climate change is needed to prevent the dangerous ramifications, including the fast-warming Arctic and impending sea ice loss by 2035. Now, China Health Ministry on Sunday urged local authorities to increase the number of fever clinics as the country grapples with a surge in respiratory illnesses. The spike became a global issue last week when the World Health Organization asked China for more information. Cases among children are appearing especially high in northern areas where hospitals are warning of long waits.
Efforts should be made to increase the number of relevant clinics and treatment areas, appropriately extended service hours, strengthen guarantees of drug supplies, give full play to the role of traditional Chinese medicines, and maximize the capacity of reception and standardization of diagnosis and treatment.
The United States, Britain and more than a dozen other countries on Sunday unveiled what a senior US official described as a first detailed international agreement on how to keep artificial intelligence safe from rogue actors, pushing for companies to create AI systems that are secure by design. In a 20-page document unveiled on Sunday, the 18 countries agreed that companies designing and using AI need to develop and deploy it in a way that keeps customers and the wider public safe from misuse. The agreement is non-binding and carries mostly general recommendations such as monitoring AI systems for abuse, protecting data from tampering, and vetting software suppliers. Still, the director of the US Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, Jenny Easterly, said it was important that so many countries put their names to the idea that AI systems needed to put safety first. Australia's Competition and Consumer Commission said new competition laws were required in response to the rapid expansion of various digital platforms in the country. So far, the Commission has not specified any anti-competitive conduct regarding key digital platforms such as Amazon, Apple, Google, Meta and Microsoft, but pointed out the risk these platforms may pose as they have greater access to consumer data. The regulator also proposed new mandatory obligations on all digital platforms to address various issues related to their functioning and to ensure competition laws are fit for purpose to respond to the potential challenges posed by emerging technologies such as generative AI and virtual reality. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson is set to travel to India and the UAE beginning Monday for a series of meetings with key government officials. Nelson will also meet with space officials in both countries to deepen bilateral cooperation across a broad range of innovation and research-related areas, especially in human exploration and earth science. Nelson's visit to India will fulfill a commitment as part of the US and India initiative on critical and emerging technology initiated by President Joe Biden. In the India leg, Nelson will visit several locations, including the Bengaluru-based facilities where the NISAR spacecraft, a joint Earth observing mission between NASA and its Indian counterpart ISRO, is undergoing testing and integration for launch in 2024. An aide read Pope Francis' Sunday message on his behalf. As Pope said, he had a lung inflammation. He appeared seated in the chapel of his residence instead of St. Peter's Square. The message was broadcasted on giant screens to the crowds gathered in St. Peter's Square as well as on the usual television and internet channels. Earlier, he went to a Rome hospital for a scan that ruled out lung complications. After a bout forced him to cancel some activities. Pope is still scheduled to travel to Dubai on December 1st to attend the UN Climate Change Conference. Now let's take a look at other stories making news around the world. Malaysia will allow visa-free entry to citizens from China and India from December 1st, according to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. Anwar made the announcement late on Sunday and did not say for how long the visa exemption would be applicable. One person died while 12 went missing after a cargo ship carrying salt with 14 crew on board sank off the Greek island of Lesbos. The Commodore-flagged Raptor departed from Egypt and was bound for Istanbul when it issued a distress call early on Sunday. German missionary Father Hans-Joachim Lohrey, abducted in Mali's Bamako, was released. A church official confirmed the news, adding that the further details from authorities are awaited. The Malian government and German Foreign Office declined to comment. Lohrey, residing in Bamako for 30 years, had gone missing while preparing for Sunday Mass last year. Nicaraguan authorities barred the director of country's national beauty pageant, Karen Celebrity, and her daughter from re-entering the country as a Nicaraguan woman seen as symbol of opposition to the government was crowned Miss Universe. The 2023 Booker Prize has been awarded to the Irish writer Paul Lynch for his novel Prophet Song. Prophet Song tells the story of a family grappling with a terrifying new world in which the democratic norms they are used to begin to disappear. All right, time now for another short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. 14-day long India International Trade Fair comes to an end today. Auspicious festival of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Purab, also known as Guru Nanak's Prakash Utsav, being celebrated today.
In a world that never stops, where information shapes our reality, one app stands out, helps you stay ahead of time. Introducing the DD India app, your gateway to a world of news right at your fingertips. Your most trusted source of news goes global, goes digital. Explore a world of options, top stories, live updates, in-depth analysis, and more. Stay informed wherever you are. Real-time alerts keep you ahead of the curve always. The DD India app, connecting you to the world one story at a time. Download now and explore the world of knowledge, insights, and authentic information. Wherever news breaks, whatever it takes.
Connecting corners, cutting across continents.
Stories that matter from across the globe.
Accurate, authentic journalism that serves you right. From politics to glamour, from sports to world affairs, with a fusion of aesthetics and substance. Introducing news in a new avatar. Experience the world through a new lens. Stay tuned to DD India for an exciting journey beyond borders.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political, and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan and recap of what we have done so far. Third group of 17 hostages, including a 4-year-old American girl, released on day 3 of Israel-Hamas truce. Biden and Netanyahu discuss ongoing hostage deal. Sierra Leone president says calm restored. Most leaders of barracks attack detained. Rescue operations at Sierra tunnel in India's Uttarkashi on war footing mode. Vertical drilling makes progress on first day. And India beat Australia in the second T20 International by 44 runs, lead 5-match series 2-0. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will travel to Dubai, UAE to attend the World Climate Action Summit. PM Modi will be in UAE from 30th November to 1st December for COP28 at the invitation of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of UAE and ruler of Abu Dhabi. The Conference of Parties provides a unique opportunity to impart momentum for collective action towards combating the shared challenge of climate change. During COP26 in Glasgow, the Prime Minister had announced 5 specific targets titled Panchamrit and Mission Lifestyle for Environment. Climate change has been an important priority area of India's G20 presidency, and COP28 will provide an opportunity to take forward the success of Delhi Declaration. During his visit, Prime Minister will also hold bilateral meetings with some of the leaders participating in this summit. The 18th India-Iran Foreign Office consultations were held in Iran's capital city Tehran on Sunday. India's Foreign Secretary Vinay Quatra and Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister for Political Affairs co-chaired the meet. The two sides reviewed the bilateral relationship, including connectivity projects such as Chabahar Port, besides political engagements, trade and economic matters. They also exchanged views on recent regional and global issues and latest developments in Afghanistan and Gaza. And during his visit, India's Foreign Secretary also met the Foreign Minister of Iran, Dr. Hossein Amir Abdullahian, on Sunday. They discussed bilateral matters and current challenges in the region. And Secretary Quatra also met Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister for Economic Diplomacy and discussed ways of strengthening bilateral trade and economic ties. All right, moving on to our next story now. The rescue operations to evacuate 41 workers trapped in Sierra tunnel in India's northern state of Uttarakhand is on at war footing mode. The vertical drilling is currently underway, which commenced on Sunday. In a fast-paced operation, the machine has already drilled 20 meters off the hill.
Continuing their unwavering commitment to saving lives, the government is actively engaged in ongoing rescue operations at the Sierra tunnel in Uttarkashi, where 41 workers remain trapped. The 2-kilometer stretch of the tunnel with completed concrete work ensuring the safety of the workers is the focus of the rescue efforts. Various government agencies are working tirelessly on each assigned specific tasks to ensure the safe evacuation of the workers. National and international experts are present at the site to advise on the rescue operation. The government maintains constant communication to boost the morale of those trapped.
ऑपरेशंस जो हैं जहां पर चल रहे थे सबसे ज्यादा वहां रोके नहीं गए हैं वहां पर भी ऑपरेशंस अभी भी जारी हैं। रिपेयर के मुख्तलिफ चीज़ों को लाकर उनको बाहर निकालने के लिए वो सब काम अभी भी चल रहा है। All efforts are going on. All of government approach which was spoken about earlier is being adopted practically on ground.
While different options are being explored by bringing the expertise from other organizations to rescue the trapped workers inside the tunnel.
हमने ये प्लान रखा हुआ है कि ऑप्शन 2, 3, 4 सब हम रखें। साइमल्टेनियसली हमारी जो भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं देश में जिनके पास ये एक्सपर्टीज़ है, जिनकी जिस फील्ड में एक्सपर्टीज़ है, उनको हमने यहाँ बुलाया। वो हमारे साथ काम कर रहे हैं। प्लानिंग वगैरह सब किया हमने। उसके बाद जो भी उसके लिए उस प्लान को कामयाब बनाने के लिए जो भी इक्विपमेंट, मशीनरी या रिसोर्सेज, एक्सपर्ट्स जो चाहिए वो सब हमने मंगाया। ये सब होकर अब हम इस स्थिति पे पहुंच गए कि कल से हमने 2-3 ऑप्शंस और पे काम शुरू कर लिया है। पहला उसमें तो ये आ गया कि SJVNL जो काम कर रहा है, SJVNL को हमने ये बोला है कि 1.2 मीटर डायमीटर, 1 मीटर से 1.2 मीटर डायमीटर का आप वर्टिकल ड्रिलिंग हमें करके दीजिए।
Authorities have also informed that all the 41 workers have been contacted and they are doing completely fine. All medicines, food and warm clothes are being provided to them. But however, authorities are trying their best efforts, in fact putting in their best efforts to ensure that this rescue operation is completed as soon as possible if no hurdle comes in from here on. This is Dibyendu Model with camperson Gaurav Giri reporting from Uttarkashi for DD India.
All right, Dibyendu Mandal from Uttarkashi is joining us on the phone line. Dibyendu, Army has also joined in for the operation. Like you said in the report, also vertical drilling has also started. But what are the complexities now as they stand? And approximately, I mean, if you have the timeline, how long will it take for the rescue to be completed?
Well, hi, good morning, Abhishek. The rescue operation is underway in its full swing as we speak. But remember, the challenges here at the rescue operations are many because of the topography of this area and also the geological structure of the Himalayan mountains. But remember, the experts have come in from across different parts of the world who are continuously advising and studying the topography and geology of this area. But currently, as we speak, about 20 to 25 meters of the vertical drilling has been completed, which was started last morning. But having said this, experts also say that the difficulty in vertical drilling could arrive after drilling for about 70 to 75 meters when this particular vertical drilling would meet with the concrete and the iron girders, which is at the top of the tunnel which was built. But authorities are also studying the structure of the drone through the tunnel through drone mapping, which is the latest technology that has been deployed here at the Sierra tunnel. But today, manual digging of the tunnel's debris would also begin. By this afternoon, we are given to understand that the plasma cutter and the laser cutter machine, which was brought in from Hyderabad, will complete its job of bringing out the stuck auger that was stuck in the debris a day before yesterday. So it will be taking, in fact, about a day and a half to complete the removal of the 10 meter of the auger that was stuck inside the debris that the auger was trying to clear. But manual digging, of course, is a time-taking process, and people would crawl through the pipes that have already been laid down there and would go inside one by one and dig and drill through the debris, the 15 meter of the left debris manually. So of course it will be a time-taking process. We are also given to understand that in every hour they could, in fact in every 2 to 3 hours they could be able to dig only 1.5 meters. So of course it is a long time taking process, but the authorities are saying that if no hurdles come in, the manual digging could be completed in the next 3 to 4 days. But however, the vertical drilling would take some more time. And the other options, the perpendicular horizontal drilling as well as the blasting from the barcode side would of course take much longer time.
Debendu, like you're saying that, different strategies are being employed, but operation was in full swing and had reached the last leg till the auger machine had hit a major roadblock. But what is the exact situation in the sense, because vertical drilling has to be done till 70 meters if I'm not wrong. You were talking about the different strategies. Tell us, what are the technologies that are being used to know the exact situation inside the tunnel?
Well, the technology, see, first what they had applied to study the topographical structure or the structure of the tunnel inside was the GPR technology, which somehow failed, because the GPR had given a clear outcome result that there are no iron girders for the next 5 meters, and the auger was thrusted in with full swing. Which is when the auger got stuck when it hit with an iron rod. So the GPR technology which was deployed was not a successful technology. So yesterday we were given to understand that a new drone technology was being deployed at the tunnel site to study the further mapping of the tunnel and the debris as to what is there inside the debris. But however, authorities here are also not very sure about how much accurate result this drone mapping would be giving back. So authorities are also not taking any more chances with such technology, because they have been meeting with obstacles and hurdles whenever they are taking full-fledged with accuracy of these machines. So therefore, which is why they decided that they will be going for manual digging now. Which is of course time taking, but it will perhaps be much more easier, and they would be able to clear obstacles faster, is what we are being told. But apart from this, of course, various machineries. Also, let me tell you that since the mountain is being drilled and digged from all across the sites, the DST, which is the Department of Science and Technology, have installed several vibration sensing machines across the around the mountain, to ensure that there is no further caving in because of drilling from all sides. So they are continuously monitoring the vibration of the mountain because of these activities which are currently going on, and a real-time report is being sought by the engineers and officers here to ensure that there is no further collapse or a calamity happens because of the multiple drilling from all sides of the mountain.
Work is being done at war footing, but it's going to take some time. But yes, workers are doing fine inside, and like you said in the report, food is being provided to them, warm clothes also being given to them. Thank you. We'll leave it at that, Debendu. Thank you for your vital inputs. Moving on to our next story now. Janjatiya Gaurav Divas celebrated at Indira Gandhi Cultural Center in Dhaka, Bangladesh on Sunday. The High Commission of India in Bangladesh organized a program at IGCC to celebrate and to pay respect to the rich tribal culture and heritage of India. The celebration program was followed by the tribal dance and music program. Tribal troops performed their folk dances on the melodious tunes of their respective folk music. The dance performances got huge appreciation from the audience. Janjatiya Gaurav Divas is celebrated on the birth anniversary of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Inspired by Gandhiji's rail journey, universities in India's Jammu and Kashmir organized 2 weeks College on Wheels Yatra on JK Gyanoday Express. In this yatra, more than 700 girl students from 7 different universities in J&K, comprising 12 colleges, have participated. As part of this journey, the students along with faculties visited Goa Naval Area and Goa Shipyard. The campaign aims to provide more opportunities to the girl students. Guru Nanak Jayanti is being celebrated all over the world on Monday to mark the birth anniversary of the first Guru of Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Sikh devotees offer prayers in the Golden Temple as they take a holy dip inside water. Gurdwaras are lit up as people celebrate the festival. The celebration is notable for its fervent devotion, spiritual gatherings and the recitation of hymns. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended greetings on the auspicious occasion of Prakash Purab of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. PM Modi, in his monthly radio program Mann Ki Baat on Sunday, said that Guru Nanak Dev Ji's emphasis on serving others and furthering brotherhood gives strength to millions around the world.
साथियों, पूर्णिमा के दिन ही गुरु नानक देव जी का भी प्रकाश पर्व है। गुरु नानक जी के अनमोल संदेश भारत ही नहीं, दुनिया भर के लिए आज भी प्रेरक और प्रासंगिक है। ये हमें सादगी, सद्भाव और दूसरों के प्रति समर्पित होने के लिए प्रेरित करते हैं। गुरु नानक देव जी ने सेवा भावना, सेवा कार्यों की जो सीख दी, उसका पालन हमारे सिख भाई बहन पूरे विश्व में करते नजर आते हैं। मैं मन की बात के सभी श्रोताओं को गुरु नानक देव जी के प्रकाश पर्व की बहुत-बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
An Indian northern city of Varanasi shimmers in light as it gears up for Dev Deepavali today, with the city adorned in brilliant lights and decorations. The city will witness illumination of 12 lakh diyas and offering prayers at the nearly 60 ghats at the same time. Over 7 to 8 lakh visitors are expected to attend this year with strict security arrangements in place. Dev Deepavali is related to the Indian mythology, symbolizing Lord Shiva's victory over an all-powerful demon. Now let's take a look at other stories making news today. Devotees take a holy dip at the sacred river of Ganga in the Indian city of Haridwar as they mark the festival of Kartik Purnima. The festival is being celebrated on Monday as Kartik Purnima, the celebration of the full moon day of the month of Kartik. Indian Union Health Ministry has decided to proactively review preparedness measures against respiratory illnesses in view of emerging public health situation in China. The centre has advised states and UTs to immediately review public health and hospital preparedness measures and implement operational guidelines for revised surveillance strategy in the context of COVID-19. Layer of haze and Gulf National Capital as the air quality index in Delhi is in severe category as per the Central Pollution Control Board. Delhi civic body has deployed anti-smog guns with large tanks to combat air pollution in the city. The 14-day-long India International Trade Fair 2023 comes to an end today. The fair achieves a momentous milestone as it welcomes a historic 1.5 lakh visitors today, leaving just one day for attendees to soak in the full splendor of the International Trade Fair experience. And the two-day-long International Cat Show concluded on Sunday in Bengaluru with 150+ cats showcasing talents in front of international judges. The championship included trophies and certificates where cats indulged in activities like one-on-one cat behavioral session, nutrition consultations with experts, vet checkup and kitty playpen. All right, time now for another short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. Rani Mukherjee and Mutaiya Muralidharan star attraction in International Film Festival of India. India outshine Australia in the second 2020 International. Ruturaj and Ravi Bishnoi star in India's victory. And Italy beats Australia to reclaim Davis Cup title after 47 years.
Turning crisis into opportunity, transforming ideas into action, stories of real change. tales of sustainable solution. This series is going to tell stories of such changemakers. Watch Changemakers on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. On the 7th day of the 54th edition of the International Film Festival of India going in the coastal state of Goa, various exciting events took place. Actress Rani Mukherjee and former Sri Lankan cricketer Muthaiya Muralidharan shared their insights in masterclass. Here's the day's roundup from IFFI in Goa.
An in-conversation session with the Hindi film actress Rani Mukherjee exploring the theme of delivering compelling performances was held at IFFI on Sunday. Rani said that she always tries to portray Indian women as strong characters. She added that outside India, films and their characters are viewed as windows towards our Indian culture. Red carpet for 100th the movie was also held, where former Sri Lankan cricketer Muthaiya Muralidharan and Mathur Mittal spread their magic. Director Mridul Gupta, writer Manimala Das and producer Dhaniram Tissot of the Karbi feature film Mirbeen joined for a candid media interaction. Mirbeen is an authentic portrayal of the 2005 extremist strife that engulfed Karbi Anglong. In addition, several other films from different genres and countries were screened throughout the day, offering a diverse range of cinematic experiences to the festival attendees. Overall, the 7th day of the 54th International Film Festival of India was filled with exciting film screenings, enlightening masterclasses and engaging discussions, making it a memorable day for all the participants and attendees.
With an impressive lineup of movie screenings, masterclasses and red carpet events, Day 7 of the International Film Festival of India concludes. The festival remains an event that is looked forward for the global cinema calendar, bringing together all the film enthusiasts under one roof. Shama Mishra, DD India, Goa.
All right, time now for some sporting action. We'll start with cricket. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Ishan Kishan and Ruturaj Gaikwad shone brightly with quick-fire 50s, driving India to a commanding 44-run victory over Australia in the second 2020 international. With this victory, India have surged ahead in the 5-match series, leading 2-0. Italy won the Davis Cup for the second time as an outstanding display by Yannick Sinner secured a straightforward 2-0 victory over Australia on Sunday. After Matteo Arnaldi outlasted Alexei Popyrin in the first singles clash, Sinner thrashed Alex de Minaur 6-3, 6-0. Sinner had saved 3 match points against Novak Djokovic in Saturday's semi-final with Serbia before beating the 24-time Grand Slam champion. He then defeated Djokovic again and his partner Miomir Kekmanovic in the doubles with Lorenzo Sonego. Italy's first win was in 1976 in the elite men's team competition. Ducati's Francesco Bagnaia celebrated his 2023 title at the MotoGP awards ceremony after winning at the season-ending Valencia Grand Prix on Sunday in Spain. With the Italian champion adding a second consecutive plaque to the ever-growing trophy, Bagnaia as well as Moto2 champ Pedro Acosta and Moto3 champ Jaume Masia received gold medals at the MotoGP Beats show. The closest contender, George Martin, who entered the race 14 points behind Bagnaia but crashed out following a collision with Marc Marquez, he received a silver medal at the awards ceremony. Marco of VR46 Racing received bronze medal after finishing 2023 season 99 points behind Martin in his third place overall. And the mascot logo and jersey for the first ever Khelo India Para Games was launched on Sunday at the Zorawar Auditorium in Manekshaw Centre in New Delhi. The games are scheduled to be held from 10 December to 17th. Over 1,400 participants from across 32 states and union territories, including Services Sports Control Board, are expected to participate in the maiden Khelo India Para Games. This will witness para-athletes vie for honours in 7 disciplines, including para-athletics, para-shooting, para-archery, football, badminton, table tennis and para-weightlifting. The events will be held across 3 size stadiums: the IG Stadium, Shooting Range in Tughlakabad and GLN Stadium. Alright, that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, formerly known, also X, formerly known as Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.